Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are getting super practical. You know that kind of vague idea of professional presence? Well, we're going to tear it apart and turn it into a real, actionable blueprint that you can start building for yourself like right now.
So, how are we going to do that? Simple. We'll follow a clear 4-step process. We're going to start with a self-assessment, then design a plan, create a feedback loop, and finally, put it all into action. Let's get into it.
And this really gets to the heart of it, right? Is your professional image something that's just happening to you by accident? Or is it something you're building by design? Because look, a lot of us just kind of let it happen. But the people who really get ahead, they're intentional. They shift from that passive approach to one of deliberate design, making sure their presence is actively backing up their skills and goals.
Okay, so let's start building this thing. A real professional blueprint, it's not some generic checklist you can just rip out of a book. No, it has to be tailored specifically to you, your industry, your career goals, even your personal lifestyle. That's the secret sauce. That's what turns it from a piece of paper into a genuine career superpower.
And I want to be super clear about this. The point isn't to turn you into some corporate robot or to erase your personality. Not at all. It's about figuring out what the most effective version of your professional self looks like, and then learning how to show up as that person, consistently and on purpose. Think of it as authenticity, but with a bit of polish.
So, first things first. You can't build a roadmap if you don't know where you're starting from, right? So step 1 is all about taking a good, honest look in the mirror, both literally and figuratively. If we skip this part, we're basically just guessing, and that's not a plan.
Okay, this framework here looks simple, but trust me, it's powerful. For each of these areas, you have to be brutally honest about your current reality. No sugarcoating. Maybe your emails are, a little too casual. Just write that down. Then, for your desired goal, get specific. Be better doesn't cut it. A real goal is something like, I will write clear, concise emails and use a professional closing every single time. See the difference?
Great. So once you've done that self-assessment, you've got all your raw materials. Now for the fun part. We get to be the architect and actually design the plan. This is where all those ideas you have start turning into a real strategy.
And here's how you get there. You take a big fuzzy goal like improve my in-person meeting etiquette, and you break it down into tiny actionable steps. That could be something like arrive 5 minutes early to every meeting or stop checking my phone during conversations. Then, and this is key, you set a timeline. That's what creates accountability and really gets the ball rolling.
Okay, now for an element that our source material really highlights as being critical: peer feedback. A plan you develop all by yourself, in a vacuum, is guaranteed to have blind spots. We all have them. If you really want to accelerate your progress, you have to get outside perspectives. This is the secret ingredient, for sure.
I mean, as Bill Gates says, feedback is the engine of improvement. It's so true. You might think your communication style is clear and direct, but a trusted colleague might see it as, well, abrupt. And you'd simply never know that without asking. Remember, a plan in isolation is just a theory. It's the feedback that makes it effective.
But it's not just about asking for feedback. It's about asking for it effectively. Don't ask a vague question like, "So, how am I doing?" Be specific like the examples here. Ask for concrete examples. And most importantly, when you get the feedback, your only job is to listen and say thank you. Don't argue, don't get defensive, just absorb it.
Okay, we've assessed, we've planned, and we've gathered feedback. Now for the final and, honestly, the most important step, taking action. This is where your blueprint stops being a document and starts becoming your reality. And this slide just shows that transformation perfectly. A plan on paper? Well, that's a good intention. It's potential. But a plan in action? That creates tangible progress. It turns a list of ideas into a set of powerful professional habits, and it converts your potential into actual, measurable performance.
And just remember, this is not a one-and-done project. Your career is going to evolve, you'll take on new roles, and the workplace itself will change. That's why your professional blueprint has to be a living document. Set a reminder in your calendar to review and refine it every quarter, just to make sure it's still serving you and your current goals.
So to wrap this all up, let's make it real. Looking back at the steps we've covered and thinking about your own self-assessment, just ask yourself this: what is one small, concrete step you can commit to taking this week to start building your professional blueprint by design? Because that first step, that's everything.